welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion, this is going to be a quick stop and we're at the Dynon Road Wreckers in Footscray. Now I used to come out this way to get bits and pieces for cars that I once owned to have them repaired or just replace bits and pieces that were broken in it. I've just noticed that it's probably been closed for quite some time, but it is accessible. So we'll have a look, see what there's still there. I do have fond memories here arguing with the owners on price of things, but it was always in good fun. So I'll spin the camera around and show you the Dynon Road Wreckers in Footscray. So there's the railway overpass. We're on Dynon Road. And here she is. Oh, the memories of this place. I better cross the road before I get run over. And wow, I can see where the offices used to be, and it is absolutely terrific. I do recall having one of the newer shaped Volkswagen Beetles. Not the last of, but one of the first when they sort of did a retro sort of rebirth of the Volkswagen Beetle. I came here to get a tow bar, and yes, it was for a Volkswagen Beetle, and they had one here that was wrecked, and one of the workers came out, yelled to his boss and said, "The bloke wants a tow bar, how much?" And I think the boss yelled back to him, "Well, how long it's going to take you to get that off and stick it on his car?" And he said, "Oh, not long." So they charged me $100 for fitting and for the tow bar. And I couldn't complain. That was a price you couldn't argue with. So they were really fair with prices. But it's good to see the old building. So they even had an LMCT license. So at one stage they were actually selling cars here as well. Now developers have bought this. This is prime land. This is like a good football kick, and you're pretty much in the city of Melbourne. And yep, this is where we came through. As you can see, the graffitiists have been through already, done their thing. Obviously anything that's worth or had any value, that's all gone. But wow, very interesting. Actually, I'll go to where the office was, which was up here. I don't know if this is going to come through. It's very dark here, but then it lightens up. And this camera is relatively good when it comes to getting some ambient light. Yeah, this is where you'd come and pay your money for the bits and pieces, right here. This is it. Wow. Okay, well, it is what it is. Definitely abandoned. I'd say there's no historical overlay on this building. It's a sort of a place where buildings were put wherever to suit a need. But we'll go out and have a look around. So as I mentioned, the graffitis have been through. Anything of value has been ripped out totally. It doesn't look too sketchy, but it's interesting to see what the place looked like. So this is obviously, they had a shower here for the workers. There's your toilet. What else could a worker want? So what do we got here? Another dead end? No, it's another opening. Takes you through to the washrooms and obviously staff toilets, which are there. And out we go into the main hall again. So as we can see, it's a huge open space. Look at that. So if anyone's out there collecting matches, there's a few here. Obviously someone's collected them at one stage. Now obviously you enter at your own risk. I did not see any signs that you could not enter. But this is, once again, this is prime land. This is, I hope that the guy who ran it and owned it made a lot of money for himself. And hopefully he's now laying butt naked in Tahiti or something like that, enjoying the fruits of his labour and choice of where he set up his business. Yeah, there's a big land here. You can see there's only one concern with this lot. So I'm not sure how they're going to overcome it. So if this is going to be developed, there's one problem with it, and I'll show you what that problem is. I've just noticed it now. You got the overhead power lines, and they're not minor power lines, there's some serious ones there. So how you avoid that, I have no idea. It goes right over the property, and probably just there in the distance you can see the city. So it's definitely bicycle distance, not so much walking, but you could easily bicycle there, not a problem. It is an odd shaped building, and I can tell you everywhere where there was a bit of vacant bit of land or space, there was something there. There was either engines, tyres, wheels, doors stacked up. This place was very busy, and they had a lot of gear here. Just a smorgasbord of different types of vehicles. So the odds of finding a part was quite high. It was always the first sort of port of call for me to get some sort of spare parts if I needed any. So we'll go into this shed here, and I do recall him stacking like cars one above the other to generate more space. He was a bit of a character, the guy who owned this, and the workers that worked here. They were just as hilarious. Safety, well, I would sort of question their safety techniques and policies, but I don't believe anyone got hurt here. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was quite interesting how the guys would get about doing whatever they were doing, and they were always, look, to be fair, they were always helpful. And always prepared to lend a hand. So I'm not sure what this was. Staff housing, who knows? Who knows what went on in this location? But yeah, it was quite a busy location with a lot of cars. That probably gives you a better view of the city from here. To give you an idea, I'll just zoom in a bit for you. So as you can see, it's really close, not far at all. Okay, so there we have it. I might just try on this left-hand side where you got the mural of the girl's face. Let's see if we can go through there. I know that's the office part, we've already been in there. It's a simple sort of business in relation to the buildings and its infrastructure. You just got to bear in mind this place was a wrecking yard for vehicles. Yeah, there's not much down here to look at, but I'll show you anyway. So these are all just tin sheds, corrugated iron. It's I would say there was not too much thought involved in designing and erecting these sheds, and you can see as the business got bigger and bigger, so did the extensions. So just go right back. Is there asbestos here? I can't really say. I can see a lot of fiberglass corrugated iron as well as just iron. But there's a lot of fiberglass that's corrugated as well to blend in. Maybe that was to let in light back in the day. I think that was a cheap way of getting light through the roof. I think you can still do it today, where if you've got a corrugated roof, you get those probably PVC or some sort of plastics now that will let in light and still keep the weather out. So this is the final view. Just down there, straight ahead, is Footscray. But yeah, this is definitely something, not necessarily from my youth, but younger years when I was driving cars that weren't all that flash hot and needing parts for them. So here we are at the end of this video. Once again, if you do like the video, by all means click on the like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing doesn't cost you 1 cent. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day. And I'm just interested in how many people out there actually came here to get spare parts. And if you did, if you could share that comment, that would be fantastic.